What if I said that's wrong?
And why is he so mad at you?
Sam Harris.
I thought he was a rationalist, right?
Oh, yeah. He's the guy who defended the war in Iraq and torture and fell for the Russiagate bullshit, thought Trump was a Russian spy, fell for lockdowns and vaccine mandates and all this stuff. So I'll put my misinformation track record up against Sam Harris's, whatever. I mean, I know he's got a meditation app or something like that, but
did you see the Tim Dillon thing the other day?
Dude, it's so great.
That was like, I texted him. I said it was so funny. Tim Dillon, the brilliant comedian,
he's the best.
Thing about how Sam Harris has a meditation app. I didn't even know that. So by day he's a meditation guru, and by night he's encouraging like carpet bombing of children.
I mean, it's just too ridiculous, and all of these guys, it's sad in a way because you can't contradict yourself on what your entire purpose was for your entire career without some people noticing. And that's kind of what's going on with all these guys.
Why the emotion? So I notice it even now in our conversation, there's a lightness to the way you describe things. You obviously have passionate views, but you don't seem emotionally overwrought. Douglas seemed emotionally overwrought. This guy, Harris, seems emotionally overwrought. They seem very emotional. What is that?
Well, I mean, I would say that kind of ironically, although not really actually ironic, and this kind of goes to, the conversation that you and Brett Weinstein were having the other day, who I really love Brett. I think he's great. Yeah. I'm on your side of that debate, but I think one of the fundamental flaws in atheism is that it doesn't really exist.
Yes.
They think that's the flaw in believing in God.
No.
They think the flaw in believing in God is that God really doesn't exist. God does exist. What doesn't exist are atheists. There's no such thing.
So true.
And you could even get into maybe if there was such thing as atheists, it would be a good thing to be one. But there aren't. They don't exist. They all have their religion. And it's almost by definition that whatever your highest thing is becomes your religion. I don't know if it's quite by definition, and I suppose it is theoretically possible to be an atheist, but almost no one ever is. And so what you're seeing is just that, I'm attacking their religion. And according to them, that makes me guilty of blasphemy.
But it's just so interesting that they're so brittle about it. You'd think if you're an atheist, you'd be like, does it really matter? I mean, there's no right or wrong, obviously, because who's the authority on that? Well, there is no authority, so it's all just a matter of preference, and in the end, you just cease to exist, and so the stakes are zero. So what are you so mad about? Why do you care? You'd think everyone would be like...
Well, I'll take it a step further. Sam Harris does not believe in free will. So what is he upset with me about? I have no choice.
No, you're just.
I have to be a misinformation artist. This is what I'm wired to be a misinformation artist, right? Exactly. So what are you upset with? And he's not even making the choice to say that. Listen, anytime, and this was I really, really like Brett, but I think one of the areas where he failed kind of in that conversation with you, in that, very friendly debate, is that he had to say several times throughout it, yes, I live as if what you're saying is correct, but I view things this way. So yes, I'd much rather live, but if your thesis involves you having to engage in a performative contradiction, then something's not right with your theory. And so Sam Harris will sit here and say, none of us have free will, but I'm still going to act as if all of us have free will. You've got a major flaw in your theory that this is just too much. This is too far. You can't do that. That's not right. And so, yes, again, with all of them, the bottom line, I think, with a lot of these people, and some have adapted better than others. I think Brett's one of the ones who's really adapted well from the old academia world to this new podcast world that we're in now. But I think the problem with a lot of them, like Sam Harris, and I think Douglas Murray too, is that what they've worked their entire career on has been completely rejected. And that's a tough position to be in.